Can you squeeze in a little bit?
It's good right here.
Nate, can you talk about the disappointment of losing after playing so tough and so close all game long?
It's disappointing because we felt like we should have won the game. We made some mistakes, turned over the ball, gave us some rebounds, but we still feel like we should have won the game.
What, if anything, for either guy, did Jeff say to y'all about trying to manage the crowd and keep the crowd from blowing up and really becoming facts?
Well, he's just talking about us sticking together because it's a tough place to play, and just taking care of the ball and stuff like that. That's what he emphasized.
Michael, you were in this game with Kelvin in the huddle, and now with Jeff. How was Jeff in the huddle in his first game in this atmosphere?
He had all the confidence in the world in us, and it's disappointing that we had a chance to win as bad as we played, and we didn't get it done. That's disappointing.
Both you guys, did OSU handle you two any differently defensively in the second half? You weren't quite as effective, is what I'm getting at.
Well, we had opportunities to take advantage of some things, and we didn't. You got to give them credit, and we just didn't take advantage of our opportunities we had.
Nate, you've been averaging like 18 in conference play after 4 non-conference. What has turned around for you these last 2 or 3 weeks?
I've been playing more, playing time, more minutes.
Just the minutes? I mean, not a...
Coaches have confidence in me, and he told me that I need to have confidence in myself. That's pretty much it.
I know, Michael, I know there's no moral victory and all of that, but still it appears you guys are playing better every game, even in defeat tonight. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I think that's the one thing we can take away from this loss is that we did come together and show some toughness out there, especially on the road in a hostile environment. But at the same time, we wanted to get that win, and that's...
So, Mike, did you feel like it was tough for you to get some open looks in the second half after
I just didn't take advantage of the opportunities I had. I mean, I had looks in transition. I couldn't knock them down.
We could have did some things better to get him open, like screening. Could have screened a lot better. First half, I think we screened really well. In the second half, we just got to get him more touches. We just got to screen harder.
Nate, they put Dove on you most of the second half. How was that different than Bogan and Mons and whoever was on you in the first half?
Dove was just kind of guarding me by himself. He kind of face guarded me the whole time, and when I go set a screen, he was kind of like pressing up on me, stuff like that. But I mean, they did a good job. They're a good team. We still should have won the game, but like Coach said, we grew as a team tonight. And we got to look forward to the next game.
Michael, you guys shot 30% in the second half, 9 for 30. Is that you guys missing open looks or their defense improving?
A little bit of both. You got to give them credit because they were up in us in that second half, and we didn't hit some open shots that we did have, and we got to take care of the ball too. We didn't handle the ball as well as we should have. At all. I mean, on a road against a top 25 team, it's hard to win like that.
What about playing here makes it so tough? Is it the crowd? Is it the environment?
The crowd definitely involved. They have a great crowd. They're behind them. And that kind of helps them out. But
it's the rivalry too. The series between us, and everybody plays like 10 times harder in this game than they would in the rest of the games. Not to say that we don't play hard in the other games, but it's just a rivalry situation.
Guys, it doesn't get any easier. Like both of you to answer this about going to College Station next. Nate, what do you think about that game coming up?
Yeah, they're a tough team. They're probably one of the best defensive teams in our conference, and we just got to go to practice hard, and look forward to the challenge.
Michael, what do you think? You've been down there before. What about that trip? These guys apparently are pretty good, leading the Big 12 currently.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play, and they got a good team and a very good defensive team, and we're going to be really tested on our character and our team as well.
Anything else for the OU student athlete? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Turn the trash can.
Gendy said making a stand exactly. That pump.
Right here. You want one of these?
I do that.
You guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
David, can you talk about how much of a struggle it was? The whole game, you never seemed to be able to put them away.
I gotta give credit to Jeff Cable, his crew, because he did a great job of coaching his team. They took out some of our offense, but they fought hard. I mean, that's what you expect out of a Beckman game. You expect to both teams to play hard because you're playing more than yourself. You're playing for fans and university and all those alumni. So it was a hard-fought game.
Can you talk a little bit about some of those big rebounds you had, especially on the offensive glass in the second half, just keeping possessions alive, getting more shots and keeping the ball out of their hands?
Beginning of the game, coach told us that this game gonna be decided on the X factor. It was like, of course, Mario and Jo some big time players, but the other guys gonna have to step up in the game. And then that was a chance to me and Eton to step our games up and help carry our team. And I felt that the way I can help carry my team is offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding. So I focused on that, put all my energy towards that. So I went hard.
Byron, when did you sense that you really needed to step up, get the ball to the basket, and pick up the scoring mode for the offense?
I mean, the coach has been telling me to do it, all season long. And before we came to the conference, that was something the coaches told me they wanted me to do more of. And I've been doing it a lot lately. Like the A&M game, I think I got to the basket like 2 or 3 times, got fouled. And coach told me today, I was talking to Coach Sean. He was like, like David said, he needs some X factors today. And he was like David said, they gonna be guarding Jo and Mario. So it was just depending on what the rest of the team was gonna do. And I mean, I knew they were gonna let me get to the basket, so I was just gonna see how far they were gonna go off. I mean, I was able to get to the free throw line a lot and shoot my little pull-up jumper.
David, did you see that on the bench when you came into the game? You seemed to add a lot of offensive spark to the team when you came in off the bench in the first half.
Can you repeat the question?
Did you see that you felt like you could be an offensive impact on the game?
Oh, yes. I know they was going to send a double team to Mario, and I felt if I'd be presentable in the hole when he has the double team, he'll look for me. He's an unselfish guy. And he looked for me. My teammates seen I had the hot hand for a second, so he kept coming to me. So I felt that, it was look on the bench, you could see the game rather than playing all the time. You can't really see it. So I was able to pick it up.
Byron, talk about your when you got the 3-point shot there in the first half that gave the lead. Was that a little acting on there to get that extra free throw?
I knew he was going to try to guard me hard because, when the shot clock going down, that's what you want to do. You want to put more pressure down on the offensive player. So, I was just trying to go. When I stepped back, I was just trying to up fake it and pass to somebody, but I seen he was in the air. So I just tried to jump into him and get the 3 points.
How about Byron, the games you guys have been in now, the triple OT, the trip to College Station, this one? Are you guys grinding a little bit, getting fatigued, or are you having to fight through some of that stuff playing in these tough games?
In the game, we get fatigued a little bit. But we just, like you said, we just try to fight through. We did a lot more conditioning like in off season than we did last year, just for me, because I know we didn't do as much as we did. And we still, like, when we in practice, we push ourselves. We ain't got that many people. So, when somebody get tired, coach ain't gonna be like, go get a water break. We going 5 minutes segment. Go 5 more minutes. So everybody just pushing each other, and they helped us a lot. So that's I give it to the coaches for that.
David, along those lines, you've been here all 4 years. Everybody said his 8 players enough. Then you lost to OB. Tyler's played some of a role, but How do you see this team conditioning? Have you hit a wall at all, or do you feel like this team's ready for a big stretch run?
Oh, no. Well, you could tell throughout our overtimes we played in and different games and the big grind we had. I mean, like Byron said, Coach, like beginning of the season, the preseason conditioning was one of the worst I had been through for 4 years. But it's helpful now, And also, like Byron said, Coach in practice sometimes he'll put 5 minutes on the clock, and we'll just go hard for those 5 minutes. Stop for 2 minutes, go hard, get another 5 minutes. It's like non-stop running and playing. So in conference, ain't no such thing as a wall. You just got to grind it out and play hard. You got so much adrenaline going.
Are you worried about slow starts? Do you guys feel like you're starting slow at all? I mean, is there a sense, like, right out of the gate, like A&M, Sean has to call a timeout right there in the first play tonight. I know you're not in there, but...
All right. Well, I guess you could say it was a slow start, because that grind from that Texas game, the A&M game, then we're playing again on Monday. So we kind of came out slow a little bit, but we started picking up and started trying to play to the referees,
You guys talked about Tyler's play there at the end. 24 seconds, big 24 seconds for him.
Well, Tyler's a great player, He pushes us in practice, so he pushes the other guys to go hard, and it just carries us to the game. He's a great player, and he's a very confident player, which you don't see too many walk-ons. So I give him a hats down for that. Hats up.
Byron, were you surprised by Oklahoma? Did you think they surprised you in the way that they would keep it this close?
I mean, I knew they was a good team. I mean, I think they last game out, they beat Beta by like 20 points, and they coming in thinking, well, they only beat them by 3. So I knew they were gonna come hard, and then the Bedlam, that even put a little bit more spark up under them. I mean, we had them down to 7, then they got back within 1, then we had them down 7 again. I mean, we were just trying to put them away, but they just kept coming back. So the big thing we did was, we just kept the lead and then let them get back on top after we took it.
Would it seem like a Bedlam game if it didn't come down to some kind of craziness in the final minute?
I mean, I'm glad it went like the Texas game. We was just trying to, I told everybody, just stay up 3 points, I mean, the worst thing that happen, we can go into overtime, and we ain't got to worry about coming down hitting a big shot. So we did that tonight, and then, Tyler came in and hit 2 big free throws and put us up 4. I mean, then after that, it was over.
Did you guys do much different defensively in the second half? Because it seemed like Neal and Carter really had trouble getting to the basket.
I mean,
we made a change. We put Marcus Dove on Carter and try to slow him down a little bit.
We put J.O. on Neal.
We put James on Curry on Neal, and then we just played from that. And we switched towards the end. We started switching ball screens, but the main thing we kept saying was help the helper. If I help you, make sure you get my back and help me. We just played team basketball, and that took care of itself.
You guys have been getting 40 points out of Bogan and Curry all season long. Has it gotten to a point to where maybe you guys depend on them so much that everybody does need to step up more like you guys do tonight, and everybody can score and chip in here and there?
It kind of. Sometimes in certain games it becomes between J-Zone and Mario because they're top-notch offensive scoring players, And sometimes we have a tendency, okay, throw them the ball, let's see what they're gonna do, But tonight we recognized quickly. Eaton did a great job recognizing, hey, these guys not scoring offensively, so let me step my game up on offense. And he carried the team, he carried the torch for a while, It's gonna be other games where we're gonna have to step up, but some games, they're gonna bring their A game also. So we just gotta play off their hands.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, okay, Coach Capel up next. Thank you.
Take Ricky if you want.
I get one in the locker room. Thank you.
First of all, I want to congratulate Oklahoma State. I thought they played well, and it was a very good win by them. They made some tough plays down the stretch. Mons made some big plays for them, hitting a couple jump shots, and the kid Hatch down the stretch, stepping up and making both free throws. I was proud of our guys' effort. I thought we got better. We hadn't been a good road team all year, and I thought we did some things to put ourselves in a position to win. In saying that, we have to, on the road, when you're playing against a good team in a tough environment, you really have to minimize your mistakes, and I thought we turned it over too much. And then we had a lull there in the second half for a while, but we couldn't score. But still in that, I thought we did put ourselves in a position to have a chance at the end to win the game. And so I'm proud of our guys for that. I'm proud of our effort, and hopefully we got better tonight.
Jeff, it sure seems like in the last 4 or 5 games, whatever, your guys have turned a corner for whatever reason. Even their feet keep coming back. Have you seen that coming, sensed that coming in practice?
Yes, we have. I think we've started to understand some of the things we want to do offensively, and we've made some shots. And I think when you make shots, that gives you more energy. I didn't worry about us having the energy of being excited for this game, with this rivalry. But I do think we've gotten better. And the one thing that I said from the beginning of the year is that I wanted to see us improve daily. And I think we're getting better, and hopefully we can use this type of effort against a very good team to help us to continue to grow.
What are your first impressions from the Bedlam rivalry, especially on this end?
It's good, very intense. This is a great place to play basketball. They have very good fans. They're loud. They support their basketball team. It was really good. I mean, it was what I expected.
Were you pleased, Jeff, the way your team held up in that kind of atmosphere? Because
I thought
did well.
I thought we did some good things. I think we could have executed better. I think we could have made better decisions. We had 9 turnovers between our freshmen. 9 of our 16 came from our freshmen. I think we could have handled their pressure a little bit better. And I think in the second half, our shot selection could have been a little bit better. But overall, I am proud of our guys. I really am. I thought we fought. I thought we competed. I thought we played with a sense of pride and urgency. We just got beat by a good team.
That's what I was going to ask you. You brought up the 2 freshmen. Obviously, both of them given some really good minutes this year. But did you just think that the atmosphere messed with them a little bit?
I don't know if it was just the atmosphere or just their pressure. I know they were excited to play. Tony picked up 2 quick fouls in the first half and didn't get a chance to play that much. And AJ picked up 2 fouls, so we went with Mays, and he had a couple of quick turnovers, and we had to get him out of there. And this is a tough environment in this type of game. As a freshman, your first Bedlam rivalry, you're really excited, and sometimes that excitement can cause you to do some things that are not good.
Jeff, Nate, a little over 4 points non-conference, about 18 in conference. I just helped him turn the corner. I mean, he's definitely on fire right now.
Playing time. He's getting a lot of playing time. He's not looking over his shoulder. He's playing with a lot of confidence. He's playing like I've heard about how good he was when I first got here. I thought Nate's first game this season, an exhibition game, he had, I think, 18 points and 10 rebounds. And then when we started our first game, our regular season game, I thought he struggled. And for a while there, I thought he had maybe a little bit stage fright. Once the games came, that he was a little bit afraid to make a mistake. And it's impossible to play when you're afraid to make a mistake. And one of the things I talked to him about, and I don't know if it helped or not, but one of the things I talked to him about, because I tried to play, I was afraid to make a mistake at one point in my career when I played. And I asked him, when he goes and plays in the summer, what does he think about? And he said, Coach, I just think about playing. So well, that's what you have to do. You have to try to turn the game into a pickup game. And I don't know if it's worked, but he's played well since we had that conversation. The credit goes to him. I mean, he's playing determined. He's playing with a sense of urgency, which any senior should. And he's really played well in conference play for us.
Jeff, what's happened the last 3 games or 4 games, 3 games, does it sort of give you a different upside in your mind of what this team can do this season?
Well, I've always had it. I've always felt that way. It was just a matter of us coming together. We have a team full of inexperienced guys in a group that really hasn't played together a lot. And for a lot of these guys, this is their first time getting consistent playing time. And with that, you have to learn how to play in games. You can do it in practice. You can do it in pickup. You can do it in individual workout. But games are different. And we were very inconsistent with that. We'd have one guy play well one night, and the next night he may score 2 points. And so, for us coming into games, I didn't really know who was going to do what. I think we're starting to get a little bit better in that aspect, and I think our seniors, Michael Neal and Nate Carter, have stepped up and really helped us in that area.
You guys shot 30.
Is still affected.
I'm sorry, man.
Still affected by. Is he going to be kind of in a shell on the road, or is that something you got to work with?
Well, you know what? He doesn't need to be. He can't be. He has to get over it. I mean, whatever it takes. And I don't think that's what affected him tonight. I thought he played well against Baylor. I just thought that he was a little step slow tonight for whatever reason. And I don't know if it's him making an adjustment to coming off the bench. He'd started every game for us, and maybe that's an adjustment for him, and that's something we have to talk about and figure out. But we need him to be good for us.
You guys shot 30% in the second half. Is their defense that much better? Or you guys missing something?
Well, I don't want to I don't want to disrespect them. I mean, I thought their defense was good all game long. I really did. I thought their freshmen, they turned us over 16 times, 8 in each half. I thought their defense was solid all game long. In the first half, we were able to get the ball inside and score a little bit more. In the second half, I thought maybe we settled too much for jump shots. If one of our sets didn't work, our offense became very stagnant. We had some opportunities where we shot some threes, where we had guys wide open inside. And that's where I said our decision-making has to get a little bit better. I thought their defense was good all night long. And, that probably had something to do with it in the second half.
When you had the shot at the tie, would you talk about what you were looking for?
I didn't hear. What was the first part?
The shot for the tie at the end. Would you talk about what you were looking
Well,
for?
we didn't need a three. It was 25 seconds left. We didn't need a three. We wanted to come down and, if we got a good look at three, we wanted to do that. But, we wanted to try to take the first good shot available. We talked about maybe trying to get to the basket and driving and penetrating. Oklahoma State's defense was very good. They really defended us to three. And we didn't get as good a look as we would have liked to have gotten. That's you have to credit their defense there. They play with the sense of urgency that possession.
Now that you've had a chance to experience the atmosphere of this rivalry, how would it stack up with what you used to see at Cameron and the Dean Dome?
It's a little bit different. I mean, I played then, so I was so focused on playing, just out there, just trying to concentrate on that. You have the same passion for from the fans. You see all the orange in there. That reminds you a little bit of the Smith Center, of how blue it is in there. And just the fans are rabid. I mean, it's a great rivalry. It really, really is. It's very intense. You can feel it. Like I've said before this game, I used to watch this game every year as a fan, and you could feel the intensity through the television. And here, you can feel it even more. These fans here are very, very passionate about their basketball team, about their university. And I think our fans are too. We had a group of fans that were behind our bench who were terrific. But this is, as a player, this is why you come to these two programs, to play in games and to play in an atmosphere like we had tonight. And I thought it was a good college basketball game, and we look forward to playing them again.
How about your next trip, Coach? College Station, another really good team.
It doesn't get any easier playing against arguably one of the best teams in the country right now. Billy Gillespie's done a great job there of turning that program around and making it one of the elite schools in the Big 12 and in the country. And he's done it with getting good players and coaching the heck out of them. And you're talking about another place that's really passionate, that's become very passionate about their basketball team. And it's a tough environment. Hopefully this environment will prepare us for that. And we know it's going to be tough. We'll have a little bit more time to prepare for that game than we did for this one. And we'll go down there and give it everything we have.
It's all time. There you go. Early 90s action. She can spit in their faces.
Hey, this seat, I'm going to head upstairs and upload to you. You want the seat? You head upstairs and upload to us. I want to go upstairs. Upstairs.
Oh, yeah, they did.
It was like 7 days. Remember that? I went out there once. I did too.
Yeah.
I can't because it's right by the
Yeah, I think that one was supposed to be gone.
I got the point where you can't. Like 5 days around. I did
You can't. I'm in the meeting. I'm that's the first time he scored, so he's been the most. He's certainly scored. That one.
I'll say it.
He's only one assist too, so it's not like he's driving the lane and shooting. Finish that next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the big hit. Okay.
Yeah, really. Great.
There's like tricky shit from us. Just one of those seem like
Where's Stan Chase? Your best guess. Are you speaking in Atlanta?
What's that one? I'll sing that out.
Yeah. Ended up at 13.
That's kind of what it was. Yeah, exactly.
He was dominating.
Are you okay? Back trouble? Okay. When? How far is it? Yeah, thank you. So,
What is it supposed to do?
Not like we're using
right around here. It's not bad. I can be here an hour flat. It's really not bad. It doesn't bother me. I can make whatever. I'm down there. After the Texas game. Yeah, there was a dude that kind of started walking out into the right hand lane. I was in the left hand lane. He's going to walk out and saw him, and he's going to walk back. It didn't bother me. It was like weird. I've never seen a deer just kind of walk and walk back out. Yeah, just walking in the street at like 100 feet to make a
I'm gonna go file some notes. They don't want everything at one time.
You're a sportsman. I saw him. If I had very ignored him, I would have been. He was just standing there in the middle of the road. Wow. And then a cat stepped out right in front of him. It was. Health control. Every cat's talking about it. Chill out. Yes, cats are great, and now go in the kitchen and make with some oregano and basil.
This thing is.
Nice. Yeah, she's gonna be with me. Sure, I'm glad. That would have been weird.
What time's this end, Bill? Bill, what time did this end? What time's the game end? About 10:20, 10:15?
Yeah, about 10:15.
This thing's set. This should
You need a specific for sure. I was on the air doing my sports talk. I was doing when it ended. So it was 20, between 20 and 25 hours. 10, 20, 10, 25.
Just in case we clash.
Because in the commercial break that I was in,
Me, it'd be more like just in case I still Yes. Tell me, guys. Really.
The better they play, the quicker he gets out. The better they play, he's got to turn off the pressure. He's got to simmer down now. It's painting. Well, yeah.
Like you saw him in the last game.
Oh, I know. It looked like he was about to.
Or the Texas.
Yeah. Roll
He did.
back. He did. Because he gave that whole Rocky. He's like, yeah, fine. Where are we? We're getting that rock. It's over. Where's Miami? Exactly.
Someone played with his head up there and just dropped down the top and gave it a couple of started, stopped it, tried 30 minutes, had 30 minutes.
Does that make it harder to stop those things? If you take one of them and let it go, and it just goes.
Hey, have you already left yet?
Like the event expired.
Can you do me a favor? You know about the station office?
It keeps recording.
Take my sandwich out.
That's actually
It's
kind of
it's
like a block here.
I just want to be able to get it tomorrow.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's weird.
It's supposed to track.
You want a sandwich? I'll give you a cable.
The people that actually run the back of our website, so they put us in one of those it's one thing. Sunday packs to their track.
When I think of Marcus Stella, I'm like, hey Chris, I'm Marcus. Sorry. Pretty much, man.
I'm checking on something.
Bill Cower down there.
Yeah, you guys you can do little things in the bag over there.
Everybody know Johnson is great. Hit the rim.
I think it does.
Was it an air ball?
I thought it was an air line.
I don't know, Mary. Hey, Matt.
Consensus is to hit the rim.
One of us came in and first question.
What you been doing the past 20 minutes? I want to know. Oh, 20 minutes. What about it?
Did it hit the rim?
We'll have to loosen this thing out.
Yes.
Then, you know, kids,
I'm 90% sure of that.
neither of us.
I'm really not an TV guy. You go, man.
Anybody know about Austin Johnson's three-pointer that missed at the end of the time?
Yeah,
It did
well,
hit the rim.
audio is going to come from radio.
I agree. It wasn't.
It did.
I mean,
Which, you know, was it short or long or? Wide right. Kicking from floor to straight.
Exactly. Bobby Bowden was on his chair.
This technology guys.
We don't have any graphics or anything.
I should see. I see.
Yeah,
It's actually a good experience.
Making memes on it.
Baseball game.
That's not a map. You get up about 6 and back down. What time's the game? 7.
Actually, I might.
Get off the front of the red.
Protect.
Get off the front of the rim. Okay.
Mouse over towards their bench.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Just give me credit in your column.
From what I was told,
Sources tell us every sports room in the country. I mean, it's optional, but it's not bad to have it. Well, I do that. If it's a close game, if it's wrong, everybody's wrong. Look, that was one of the first things I was taught. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things in the brain I go through and well, I
Sean Warren, Saturday on his way? What do we call it? An hour after. Well, no. 10:20. BBJ said he was
Sorry to keep you guys waiting. I was in the middle of an important conversation. So.
With who?
Well, I'm not really supposed to say, but somebody that was on a visit here.
Talk about the adjustments you made at halftime.
Well, I didn't make a very good decision early. I put Mario on Carter. That was a mistake on my part. And they did a really good job of exposing him early and went right at him and got a couple of fouls on him. And then, Carter really dominated the game early. And at halftime, I decided to put Marcus on him, and I think he held him to six or 8 points the second half, and did a lot better job on him. And then I thought James did a really good job on Neal second half, not giving him some open looks. But I thought Oklahoma they played a hell of a game. They came in here and really played well. I told our guys, we didn't play our best, but any time that you can win a game in this series, because I explained to them how important this game is. It's the biggest game for our students. It's the biggest game for our fans when we play in this building. And we weren't great at the offensive end, but the second half we defended at times about as well as we have all season.
You had that last time I talked to you in the triple overtime game. You were coming off that 30-point loss to Kansas, coming off a big loss here. So again, another good response. Did you expect this?
Yeah. We got back late on Sunday, but I didn't think fatigue would be a problem in this game because of the energy of the crowd. We did not shoot the ball well, but one of the things we talked about is they've been able to bounce back after defeats, and that they showed a lot of character coming off the loss to Tennessee, regrouping and beating Pitt, coming off the Kansas loss and beating Texas. And so, I was happy that we were able to win.
I like the way the Byron effort of David Mons tonight, just not only his offense, but just a couple big rebounds there that kept some possession.
Well, one of the things that I explained to the players, because some of them hadn't played in this series a lot, that in this series over the years, there's been guys that were X factors that everybody focuses on the stars, and certain guys, come up big. And I challenged David and Byron and Kenny. Those three guys could make a huge difference tonight. And David probably played his best game in a month, and Byron played one of his best games of the year. He didn't turn the ball over. That's a big improvement on his part from the way that he's played at times.
What's the deal with Bogan in his hand? I mean, was that all the way back from the Pitt game?
He's got some jammed fingers, and it's been slow to heal. But I don't, maybe he would say something different. But I don't think it's that big a factor.
Did it seem to you like when he was handling the ball a little bit? It seemed, you've got us up there in the middle of nowhere watching the game.
Don't talk to me.
It's kind of hard to see. But I'm just wondering.
Yeah, you need to talk to. He's not.
I know. Don't worry. But no. Does it seem like when he was handling the ball, it just didn't look like his left hand, he could even handle it very well. Am I wrong?
They did a good job of collapsing on him. He didn't handle the ball as well as he can, but I thought he turned his back in some situations, and they took advantage of that. And he gets in trouble sometimes when he over dribbles, but that's the intention. He's gonna draw night in and night out. when the ball goes in there, they're going to swarm him, and he's got to react faster. He's going to have to make a move quicker or pass the ball out of there.
Did Byron feel like he needed to take over, that there was a little bit of weakness in the point guard defense there where you guys were kind of pushed away from the basket, and he started to take it to the rim more and get some fouls?
He's a lot better player when he's driving the ball and he's being aggressive. And I thought he was much more under control, and I think he felt like he could break him down, and he made some big shots for us.
Is it 2 steps forward, 1 step back still with him a little bit, or are you starting to see a little bit even more consistent?
I think he's playing better, and he's starting to understand that he's got to play hard every possession. He's working to get his body back where it's in top shape. He's not the player right now that he was in high school. Now he's made improvements since he's been here. He's become smarter, and some things he can't do at this level he did in high school. But if he would get his weight down to 205, I mean, everybody would see a huge difference in his game. I mean, he's so fast when he's in shape. So hopefully that's going to happen at some point. 223. He was 205 in high school.
Sean, Texas is a different animal, but Baylor and Oklahoma both, you had a chance to put them away,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't, and messed around and made it really dicey at the end. Is that a good news, bad news deal that you're able to pull it out, or is it just straight bad news?
Well, I don't think it's bad news because we've won the games. I think you're going to see a lot of close games throughout this league, and we had opportunities in both those games to break it open. We missed some timely shots tonight that could have made it a lot easier. The back-to-back threes that Curry had and Terrell Harris had that were great looks didn't go in. Terrell Harris misses a layup when it's a 9-point game that would have put it up to 11. And then they hit, Mons lost Godbold in transition, and then James On made an error running by him. But you can't continue to. We can't continue to play around with people. Eventually, that's gonna catch up with you. But I'd rather win close.
Do you think missed free throws had a part in that?
Yeah, I do. If James On hits those 2 free throws, it probably it doesn't get to that situation more than likely. And then Mario didn't have a very good night at the free throw line. But we were able to get there a lot, but we didn't shoot like we've been shooting. It seemed like we shot well the first half, but we missed some big ones the second half when we shot 58%.
I know a close win is better than a loss, obviously, but with the depth, that you don't have that much depth.
No.
I mean, don't you want some games, I would think, here that you could take it easy a little bit?
I mean, I'd like to, but I don't know if we got that type of team where we can just blow people out because of the depth, and it's just ideally, I think there's a chance there could be a grind every night, and I think we're a good team, but we're not a great team. We're just not going to line up and whack people like we've done in the past in this building. Hopefully there'll be a night where we'll be able to do that, but I think in this league you're going to see a lot of games like this, and the team that can win the most games, in terms of the close wins, can go a long ways towards how they finish. Because I just think that there's pretty good balance in the league. I think Kansas, Texas A&M, those 2 teams are probably the best, but both those teams are going to lose some games at some point, I would think.
Sean, was Tyler supposed to be one of those X factors, or did it just work out that way at the end?
It was a 3-point game. I elected to put him in for Bogan because I thought he would do a better job of covering a perimeter shooter. But he made a really good play, getting to the rebound, and then stepped up. And the first free throw was the one that really all we needed to that point. And he relaxed and stepped up there and made it.
About just kind of looking ahead just a little bit, Iowa State, you know anything about them? What do you think about their next game?
I think they're one of those teams that's better than people think. It's just like Oklahoma. I think Jeff's done super job with this team, and they still got some good players on that team. I think people underestimate some of the players they have on their team. And they bought into his system and played really, really hard, and they've made a lot of improvements the last 3 weeks. But Iowa State, is another team along with K-State that probably better than people thought. Iowa State had a chance to beat Kansas on their home court. They won at Missouri. I think anybody in this league right now is capable. Kansas is fought the last 3 games since we played them. They're right there with Iowa State, right there with Missouri, and then lose the other day, Saturday in Lubbock. And I just think that's something you're going to see throughout the conference, a lot of close games.
You put Hatch on scholarship. Has he earned his scholarship?
No question. For what he was able to do in the Texas game, and then hitting those 2 free throws tonight, beating Oklahoma and Texas and playing a key role in that, he's earned it.
Coach, how much of a psychological impact on players do you think an environment like this happens? And as a coach, do you have to prepare them differently?
I think that's one of the advantages we have here is that we've got an unbelievable atmosphere. Sometimes in a game like this, I've seen it where players get too hyped up and sometimes get to going too fast. And obviously, it could go either way with the opponents. I've seen opponents come in here and relish this environment and really elevate their game. And you see some guys that wilt in it. And it just depends on the players and the teams.
Were you ever concerned there at the end when they were hitting 3-3, got down to 1? I mean, that you might.
Yeah, I was certain if we missed the free throw, if we missed 1 out of 2, all of a sudden it becomes a one-shot game. And at that point, anything can happen. They throw in a 3, and now you're in trouble. So, luckily Mario hit his 2 free throws, and then we had a great defensive stand there late. Made it difficult for them to really get off a very good look.
Anything else?
You didn't pass out, so it wasn't that bad.